Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I am so very happy that you are here with me. Today's episode of Be One, Be You, we are diving into the topic, understanding dark and light. We live in a world of duality. That means that there are opposite energies happening at all times. Dark and light, good and bad, love and hate, love and fear, strong, weak. Everything in this dimension works in its opposite. In order to function in that reality, we learn how to work within the pulls and the pushes. We judge, we hold on, we hold back. Some of you lift up and lift off. There's escape, there's facing, there's turning outward, there's turning inward. It's an amazing world that we live in, and we are at a time period right now on planet Earth, as you all know, of much contrast and differing of beliefs, so many different beliefs, that whatever a person believes is thought to be real. We have so many ways of making use of technology and media and input to strengthen our own perspective that's dialed into this world of duality. When I am using the word light, I am referencing the pure light from the infinite source, the innermost being, the source within every cell in your body, the light that is in the universe, the light that opens in your third eye, the light that opens in your heart center, the light that awakens and can be felt and seen in all of your PowerPoint centers, those portals in your body and around your body that create and connect the circuits into divine source. Divine source, that infinite intelligence, the universal mind. The dark. There's two kinds of dark. There's the dark that's really, really separate from the light, where it has almost zero connection with the light. And that darkness is evil. That's one kind of darkness. The other darkness is the pure void. It is the source of creation. It is that place of inner space and way out there in outer space. Which direction do we go in? How do we navigate living on planet Earth at this time? There is so much light, and yes, a lot of darkness. The beauty of technology and our global network is that we know what's going on around the planet. Oftentimes there is more darkness that's revealed and being shared and shown than all of the amazing light awakenings and light actions that are happening through people's dedication and true dedication to bringing balance in. Understanding dark means that you have to firsthand experience what inside of you has been left in the dark, what's been left behind. What do I mean by the dark inside of you? It's a place in your body, usually in your pelvis, your lower belly, the root center, that had so many emotions stuffed down there and parts of yourself because it's safe, it's dark down there. It can feel like a cocoon. What can happen is that those very parts of ourself that we need in order to grow forward in our life are stuffed away. And to compensate, we live in our head. We live in a time of separating from the pure dark. The pure dark being the creation, the source. When you close your eyes and you picture a blank chalkboard, a blackboard, and you make it empty, and you realize that you have the capacity, the capability to create on your chalkboard whatever you want. What story of your life do you want to create? When we are disconnected from the pure light, that source, the infinite source itself, we pull upon our own evolutionary patterns. They are traits. They range from darkness of judgment, darkness of hate, darkness of anger. They are always connected to power, the lack of power, the grasping for power, the need for power, proving power. We see the contrast of people living in their pure power, true power, and those living in their false power. But because of what they believe, it might be easy to condone all their behaviors that are basically screwing up life for others, but covering it over with only what the false self can do, which is to create an image that's acceptable, likable, and acceptable. So as humans we are such social beings. We so want to be able to find our tribe, our community. And very often we will fit in from a very young age and not be supported to really find the stream, the current of our authentic self. What happens is that your authentic self is shoved down. And in the revelation, the awakening, bringing to the surface of your authentic self, you are finding and then facing how you've split off from you. Because remember that the world of duality always has to do with separation. Duality exists because of not being in oneness. So that's the world we are in. It is our playground, maze, and exploration place to come to know. We have to come to understand what the doorways are into our innermost being and be able to go there. The light and the dark within you can argue. They can go into battle from a very young age, from a voice inside of you saying, don't do that, don't say that, don't embody that. Fear is the commander, the guide, the one in charge inside of you when there's a misunderstanding of dark and light. The light of your soul is always shining bright. Your soul is always the light. What happens is that within the layers, the dimensions of our mind, the mind separating from the conscious connection to the light source. You may know people who connect to the light source and live in their own illusion, their own interpretation of the world, the universe, history, what's happening on the planet. How that happens is there is a disconnection from the body. The body is the meeting ground for light and dark to come together, to integrate. When you feed your body foods that are lifeless, filled in preservatives, GMOs, and pretty harsh chemicals, additives, it creates a darkness on a cellular level. So a person who can see, who has the inner gift of sight, inner sight, can see how another person is creating their own darkness through what they eat, drink. And you look at somebody who is using a negative substance that alters the way they think, it affects the light ray that is always streaming through the body. It comes in through the top of the head and moves down through the cord channel in the body, all the way into the earth. The earth has light in the center of it. That light moves up from the earth through your feet, up through your legs, into the space between your pubic bone and tailbone. That light can heal everything inside of you. All disease, dis-ease is created from parts of your consciousness going underground, underneath the surface in your body. It goes deep down in your psyche, which is why when you talk to somebody, or if you yourself have gone through this journey yourself, you know that to heal an illness such as cancer or Lyme disease, other illnesses, you always end up having to clear the darkness around the cells in the body. You end up having to clear vaccinations, pesticides, the old vaccines, heavy metals, and perhaps, chemical exposure that got caught on the outer layers of the cells. And what happens is that the cell itself is then locked energetically by the frequency of what blocks the cell. The poison cannot get out. There's darkness. So that is the physical level of it. The emotional, psychological level is opening up to memories, thoughts, and feelings that get blocked and stuffed down into our body, and we keep our consciousness in the dark. I've met people who meditate every day, but 3/4 of their consciousness was in the dark because that's where they went as a little kid. And so their spirit pathway was in their head, and the body was numb and couldn't contain and hold the frequency of the light that they really are. So understanding light and dark is a life journey. To move through into the light of an awakening, a new awareness about yourself, you have to increase the light that flows in you. You must focus into the light because it begins to steady your mind. It creates a steadfast connection. And then what happens is whatever is hidden inside of you will come up. It will emerge. And then it's up to you to make the choice whether to move through into the light and reveal what the pain has been, how your inner ego self is controlling you from going to the light. And you have to choose whether you are going to stay feeding the dark within you, which is the part of you that pushes the real you down. Thoughts that you have, the way you spend time, possibly obsessing about always having to be busy, shutting yourself down to accomplish your work, using your cell phone to distract yourself, to always perhaps having to be in touch with everything happening in the world. Whatever your go-to place that was your pathway of leaving yourself while you might be rationalizing your behaviors is a way of not choosing. Understanding light and dark means that you are honestly accepting that you are in a choice point. You wake up in the morning, you have a choice of where you're putting your mind. Are you putting your mind immediately on everything you have to do? Or are you connecting in, centering in, grokking in to the light within your heart, feeling the light of your inner child that you had left behind, who is really wanting to come forth and be active in your life instead of being pushed down by the you that has made the decision from, I want to fit in, I don't want anyone to judge me, I want to be safe, I want to be loved, I want to make a lot of money, I want to succeed, and will do what you need to do to fill that survival. Understanding dark and light means that you are going within, doing that inner exploration that is a combination of work and play to discover how your own inner light and inner dark relate to each other. You discover how the commander in you is either light or dark if your ego's got it all set up so that it can make use of disassociating from the truth within you and creating its own beliefs and even live in your own illusions of how your life needs to be so that you can survive. When you move through light and dark, it happens through the light, engaging, interconnecting with the dark within you. You awaken what's been in the dark. You bring into the light those aspects of you that are needing to be talked to, understood, recalibrated, so that you can go all the way through the deepest, darkest point within inside of yourself, the part that's scary, and you always find the light, always find the light. It would be amazing to me, after thousands of sessions with individuals, men and women, from all walks of life for decades, experiencing that when we're doing the real inner work, that individual would find their spiritual power, the essence of who they are in the dark within inside of themselves, and then bring that into the love, into the heart of the light that they are. Your whole life can make that shift completely. I go into light and dark deeply in all of the deepenings courses, the deepenings mini courses, the signature courses, which are all part of the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership. The union of your light and dark brings you into that portal, to the doorway, to that gateway that you can move through and into to experience oneness of yourself with Source. And it takes a while once you move into oneness to end the back and forth, and you learn, you figure it out, you learn through the tools that are provided through the Spirit Gateways experience. The Spirit Gateways Institute is a full mentoring and self-initiating experience. And you find that experience, you can read about it, subscribe, sign up on my website at ayanalehi.com, and you can join into the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership. And you also can have the option of being part of the mentoring program. And I would love to have you there with all of us. And yeah, it's rolling admissions. That's a little bit about understanding light and dark. When you really connect into it, you get your life back through integrating the light and dark within you. Your creative power, your creative juices and talent emerges. It's like your life really gets to open, and the life that you are really here to live unfolds, and you become one with that stream of real truth, the truth of your life force energies. And that's one of the promises that is given in the Spirit Gateways Institute programs and courses that are all in the membership program. I'd love to thank you for being here with all of us. Your presence makes a difference as we all move through duality and those separations within inside of ourselves, so that we can live in oneness with who we truly are and evolve to be able to make a greater difference in the world, in our life, in our communities, and in our family by doing the inner exploration work of coming back home to our true self. Thanks so much for being here, holding you in deep love. Until next time, this is Ayana Lehi.